So some happy news. I was just reading an article. I know Lasagna sent me a note last night, but then I was reading this article. Tyler Perry is now the owner of two TV studios. Talk show. Well, I'm kicking it and having fun on inspirational radio. We the talk show. Kicking it and having fun. So turn your radio up. BET.
Okay.
And VH1.
And I didn't know the VH1 part. I knew he had BET. I just saw that. I just happened to run across that. But he bought BET and VH1.
Yep.
See, I didn't know that.
Yep. So there's an article here that I'm looking at. It's called New York Amsterdam News. It says Tyler Perry reportedly makes history as first African American to acquire two major TV networks. BET and VH1.
Okay. He finalized the deal to buy BET. Yes, sir. It's all over the news. I just typed it up.
Yeah. So really, really shout out to, Tyler Perry. I know he's been around for a while as Medea. We've seen him as the Medea and the different movies and things. I know that made him, real popular, but if you ever get a chance, his testimony is pretty telling. You know what I mean? To come from
Cross.
Alex Cross. I like Alex Cross. I like his Alex Cross roles.
Don't forget it. He ain't just Medea. He Alex Cross, baby.
And I think he's gonna have a hard time separating himself from Medea though.
Okay. Well, Medea done bought BET and VH1.
There's going to be a lot of Medea on both of them.
Yeah. But, when you look at his story, though, like, we really talk a lot about purpose on this show. And, where he started from, being homeless and the roads that, the plan that, just really got put in place to where he is now is, just definitely a testament to God. And I've heard, the negative that I've always heard when it comes to Tyler Perry is attributed to Medea. Like, people say because he's in Hollywood, he had to dress like a woman to become popular. But I never saw it that way. I mean, and I'm talking about Christian people. Like that's been the negative thing that I've always heard when it came to Tyler Perry. But I mean, what's his name? Robin Williams. Wasn't he Mrs. Doubtfire or something? Who was Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire. That's Robin Williams. Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in the. Trust me. Well, one, and I might be the wrong person. I don't believe in all of these every conspiracy theory. I know that there's some stuff that happens, behind the scenes and stuff, but I don't think that's across the board. And I think when we feed into some of these conspiracy theories, especially when it comes to Christian men and women who have some type of success, that kind of belittles what God can do, or what people perceive that God can do in their own lives. You know what I mean? So I think we gotta watch when we do that type of stuff. Like, everybody doesn't have to sell out for success, especially when you have God as the foundation of who you are and leading you into your purpose. And I think there's this stipulation in church that if you're successful, there had to be some type of sellout with that.
You talk about with the enemy or?
Yeah. When I hear, people talk negatively about Lecrae or, anybody, like when Lecrae won a Grammy, he stopped seeing Jesus in his music, and, just different, I call them conspiracy theories, lead to lessening what God is doing in someone's life, because it doesn't look like how you would do it or what you expect it to be like. It doesn't look like the religious box that you might want to put something in or understand it.
I've long since followed the mindset of, I don't know if it's a rite of passage or what the situation is, but every black star, and I think I've heard Dave Chappelle talk about this before too. At some point, is faced with having to dress up as a woman as a way, I guess, to get you on a reel in that kind of compromised position. But
So do you believe that that has to happen for them to have success? Are you one of the people that
I mean,
believe
it's
that?
it's almost not has to happen for them to have success, but like it's gonna get pushed on you. You know what I'm saying? That is, they, even if you say, well, hey, they come to you, wait, we got this great new movie, this and that, and they'll pitch it to you and this, that, and the third. But the only thing is you're gonna have to dress up in a dress and da 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 da, and it's gonna be great. I mean, but everybody seemingly has gone through it. I mean, Wesley Snipes went through it. Eddie Murphy, of course, did his thing. Martin Lawrence. I mean, countless. I mean, you just go down the list. Everybody has had a situation like that. But, Dave is one of the only ones that was like, nah, bro, ain't gonna be none of that. It's not happening. I'm not putting on the dress. I'm
Oh,
not doing it.
now the difference with Tyler Perry though is Medea is a character he made up. You
Right.
know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
based off of his grandmother and based off of
That's
his experiences in life. So, you know, even that is not something that I think was ever pushed on him, but it was
yeah.
something that he was able to embody because that was a figure in his life that he evidently spent a lot of time with or knew well. So,
Yeah.
um, and I know you're talking from a standpoint of black and white, because and again, from the way I hear it, it's not just black and white. Like Robin Williams, dress up. But I can say that for me personally, I find it hard pressed to believe that's what a person has to do to be successful. Denzel Washington, to me, is one of the best actors in Hollywood, hands down. And I've never seen him have to compromise on a role or do anything that he just couldn't do. Like even his lifestyle, for him to be in Hollywood as long as he's been and to be married, and you've never really seen him caught up in any type of controversy or anything like that. He's also a very no qualms about it. He stands on faith and his faith in God and belief. He talks a lot about that. So, I guess my point is I think it's another thing that I think as Christians we need to be mindful of. When we try to find different things to put people in these conspiracy boxes, how that belittles what God is really trying to show us about purpose and about just listening. Because when you see those details of how these people got to where they got, there's a lot of people that feel like they're stuck in those situations right now, like with no hope. I saw a lady yesterday on TikTok, and atheist lady, and she was like, well, God doesn't answer prayers. And if he did answer prayers, people wouldn't be getting great. And I guess that's the way to get around, saying the R word on social media or whatever. And, kids wouldn't be hungry and things like that. And so again, people like her, are looking at life like there's no hope for it. But we have examples of people who made it through these situations and with some level of success. And I think we cheapen that experience with God. Like, I'm not saying Tyler Perry's some perfect person, like he does everything right. We start this show off saying nobody does everything, right or whatever. But the example of him following his purpose and doing what God has called and made him to do, obviously, is leading to a lot of success. That's what I would say. And I just think we need to be careful when we try to, attach some of these conspiracy theories to what God is really, doing in people's lives. I'm curious to see what that looks like. Is he going to change, some of the shows on there? I know I joke about BET sometimes. Like some shows I'd be like, oh, that's a BET show. They not as worse as those Tubi shows. You ever seen Tubi?
Man, I love Tubi. I find some good shows on Tubi. Sheldon Wayne, great. I love me some Tubi.
Shows be hard.
I'll be watching Tubi. I love Tubi.
Don't come for Tubi. Nah, you picked the wrong station. You might say Pluto or somebody, but don't come for Tubi.
I'm just seeing some shows on Tubi, man, and like the dude pull out his finger like this.
Okay.
And he got a play gun in. He like, pow.
Okay. Now I will say this: you got to watch who you find on Tubi, because sometimes it do. Like some of that stuff off of Maverick that be on Tubi, I'll be like, okay. Like some of it, and I'll be like, okay. But some of them shows be good, man. I'll be watching some Tubi. I'll be looking, but you gotta look. Now, Dion, what you think about Tubi?
Oh man, it go hard. Like they get down. It's like I said, it's gritty and raw. You know what I'm saying? You can find there's because it's got all those different genres and everything. You go down through a lot of them depending on what you want to see. And you can see some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I like the action movies. Like I like what's going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I might have to give it a chance. I mean, when I saw some of these snippets, I was like, ooh,
I know. Yeah.
Ooh,
I will say this. You got to be careful.
Some of them was shot with a cell phone. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it was. Definitely.
It wasn't a big budget involved, but you got to really immerse yourself in the story and the characters and how
now, Dion, that's the truth. Definitely.
Yeah.
Shot with a cell phone. Boy.
Without a whole bunch of retakes either. They like, hey, go with it.
They just let that go. They let that go.
Mm-hmm. Let that go. Because dude was facing this way, and next thing you know, he's this way. I said, oh, okay. Well,
they just let that. Just let that be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Sheldon, you might not be doing too bad if you ain't on Tubi. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know the app. It's on my Fire. I never clicked on it. I ain't never set it up. Never went in there. What I've seen, the snippets I've seen.
Yeah, he be.
I think it cracked me up. Like, it made me think, like, I need to start editing and put me some movies together.
You probably could be on Tubi. You could be on Tubi.
Definitely. They'll put you up there. They'll put you in there. I know a couple of people that, locally or whatever is on there on a few movies or whatever. So, yeah.
That's why I be watching it. It's a few. I always see them. I see Mama Tommy on some movies on the Tubi. I done seen Aya, our director, on some movies on Tubi. I seen some people I know. I'd be like, I know them.
Big Husky. Is Big Husky on Tubi?
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't seen him yet, but he might be.
He might be.
But they be having some movies on there, and I'm like, well, I really know these people.
Well, I might have to look for them just for that then, because we do got a lot of local actors and actresses.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't mind supporting them. Do they get like credit when people watch their movie on Tubi and stuff?
I'm not sure, but I have seen
no money.
I'm
gonna let you know that right now.
They don't get no money.
They get no money.
No, sir.
They get no money. It's just the acting credit, huh?
You just get to enjoy their movie. They've already been paid they $75 or $100. That's it. That's all the money they was getting.
Oh wow.
That's
all right.
What local films get.
Okay.
So to our audience, do y'all watch Tubi? And if so,
Tubi.
1 to 5.
Okay.
Tell us what your best movie is on Tubi.
Tubi.
So today I wanted to kind of, final or end the show a little bit different. Didn't really have a main topic. But I don't even know what inspired this, but I just wanted to ask you guys, since both of y'all are comedians, a lot of people, I know what inspired it. A lot of people look at the Bible and they see it just as a book, like a historical document, they find a hard time kind of seeing themselves or seeing it for what it is. Like the Bible is just full of the lives of a bunch of different people who've had an experience with God, you know? And so a couple of questions came to mind. And since y'all are comedians, I wanted to ask y'all, you know, y'all got an eye for comedy and things like that. So one of the questions I wanted to ask was, out of all the characters in the Bible, so from Genesis all the way to Revelations.
Welcome to the talk show where we